In the midst of what's considered the nation's worst public health crisis so far in the 21st century, one Ohio county is dramatically reducing the number of deaths related to opioid overdoses. First, on CBS This Morning, a new report shows overdose deaths plunged by 31% in Hamilton County, which includes Cincinnati. There was also a 42% drop in emergency room visits. Health officials are crediting a new program that gives away the overdose reversal drug Narcan for free. Well, Dahler went to Hamilton County to see how it all works. Don, good morning. Hopefully this can be a model for others.
Yes, there is reason for optimism. Good morning. 115 Americans die every day from opioid overdoses. We went to the epicenter of the national opioid overdose epidemic and spoke to people who are facing the crisis head on.
It's just heartbreaking what's going on out there, and it's got to stop. It's an awful thing for a mom to go through.
Kathy Mead watched her daughter Amy struggle with opioid addiction from age 14 to 30.
Every time my phone would ring, I would think, is this a coroner's office calling for me to come and identify her body?
She even used while pregnant with her daughter Chloe.
I finally decided that the right thing to do and the best thing for her was for me to sign away my parental rights.
Chloe is one of more than 2.5 million children living with grandparents because of a parent's addiction.
It makes me feel sad because that she wasn't really around for most of my life and how she missed out on important milestones.
It's hard for me to look at photos of her when she was young because I wasn't there when she took her first steps. I wasn't there when she started school.
This area has been consistently for the last several years one of the hardest hit areas.
Ohio had more than 4,800 accidental drug overdose deaths last year. 444 of those were in Hamilton County. Tim Ingram is the Hamilton County Public Health Commissioner.
How much of a problem is opioid addiction in this area?
It's a huge problem. So we started to think about how we're going to keep people alive until they're ready for treatment.
The answer, Narcan, an opioid reversal drug. As you can see in this body cam footage, Narcan revives the patient within seconds.
Do you need Narcan?
Since last October, the Narcan Distribution Collaborative has handed out more than 37,000 Narcan doses to the public.
We got this idea, what would happen if we saturated the community, removed the cost, used data to put Narcan out in as many hands as possible.
Since the program started, opioid-related overdose deaths decreased by 31%. And emergency runs for overdoses dropped by 37%. Something we saw firsthand when we embedded with a team of first responders in Hamilton County.
Is there such thing as a typical night when it comes to dealing with overdoses in this area?
It kind of depends. Sometimes we have a rush of them when there's a new batch that comes in town.
Last year, they saw at least 8 overdose calls a day. This year, it's about 5, and the day we were there, 0. Dr. Sean Ryan helped institute the Narcan Distribution Collaborative. 75% of his patients with severe opioid use disorder were once revived with Narcan.
It's potential that almost none of those people would have made it to treatment if they hadn't had Narcan available.
Narcan gave Amy a second chance at life. She has been sober for more than 6 years and now helps others in recovery.
I wonder, why me? Why did I get to go through all of that? Why did I get to survive? And I know that it's because I have a message. There is hope through this.
If I had to go through that to get to this, I'd do it every day. I just can't tell you how proud.
That overdose saved my life.
It.
Yeah.
Instead of ending it, it started it.
Yeah.
Narcan contains the medicine naloxone, which works by targeting the brain to reverse and block the effects of opioids. So if there are no opioids in your system, if you're having an epileptic fit or something like that, there are no bad side effects. Narcan is available at any pharmacy without a prescription. This is what it looks like. This is a single dose. These are just demonstration models, by the way. It's a single dose aerosol, goes into the nose. The amazing thing about this drug, though, is that even if a person has stopped breathing, it will pass the membrane into the brain, the aerosol, and can revive a person.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Well, and you see how it impacts families, right? For the better, in this case.
It gives them a chance, sometimes a second or third chance, to get treatment and to get off this terrible drug.
It is a national crisis. I'm glad it's being addressed.
Yeah.
Thank you, Don.
Sure.